6th of April we've started back filming again. It's a weird world we're living in at the moment. So hopefully, getting back, filming. We're going to be doing a series on Kyokumite. Hopefully we can get some sort of normality back. Still don't know what exactly is happening in the world now, but this is our world and this is what we're trying to get back to, some sort of normality. We will be doing a breakdown of the Kyokumites, but first of all we need to look at some of the fundamentals that you need to comprehend and need to understand before you can actually practice your Kyokumites. Bear with us, some of you most probably already know this, but some of you are learning them at the moment. So if you start off correct, then that's half the battle. So we'll be looking at the fundamentals of Uki and Atemi. Okay, so helping me with the series will be Sensei Kerry here. First of all, we're going to be looking at the Uki. So the first thing you really need to do is when you are facing an opponent, you really make sure that you are the correct distance. And a good way to do this is to get the tallest person, to lie down. I've always wanted Kerry at my feet, so stand up Kerry. So this is a good way to start your distance, to start your line. What you must remember, there is no attacker and there's no defender. It should be just a neutral. So when the Uki takes his stance, he should not push forward. He should take his stance, and he should be in his, instead of his Zenkutsudachi, it should be in his Seishan, your Tattai Seishan stance. So I'm hoping you can see the line here, so Sensei Kerry will put his toes on the one line and his heel on the other side. Yeah, that's the stance that we really need to, because then you're travelling centrally. Your legs are central, your feet are central, your body's central, and your head's central. And therefore your fist is central. If you're doing it from a Junzuki stance or a normal fighting stance, then your balance is offset either side. This is good for when to basic technique, but when you start to come into this, then you really start needing your Tattai Seishan. Right, the other thing not to do is to push in. So just take the stance. No dragging your back leg up. Just take the stance. Because the mental attitude is neutral, we should both be trying to get into our fighting distance, our particular Mai. Before, during and after, we're still trying to get our distance. Right? So, neutral and here. Then move before the attack. And so there shouldn't be any assuming that this person is going to attack and I'm going to be doing the Ukis. It should be one of each. So when you're proficient, then you are moving in. It can be either of us that will be attacking. Yeah? Not just presume that this person's attacking. Okay, so taking Tattai, feet pointing, same direction, toe, heel, on the same line. Bend both knees, be central. Not one weight forward and one weight back, but be central there. Then when you're making distance, crawl, then heel toe. So, Kerry's taking his stance, Tattai Seishan stance. Main thing not to do is when they do attack, is very often you see this arm pulling back like like it's a recoil, you know, to wind up before that punch. But the punch should be straight. It should be from here through, not coming back and going forward. Yep. Yeah. So not pulling back. So when you're doing your punch, your kumite gata, your kyons, you have to understand what you're trying to gain from doing kyons. So the main thing is your taisobaku, which is your body movement. Now, it doesn't mean that it's a massive big move. Taisobaku is just moving the minimum amount required. If you do any more than that's required, it's a waste. So you need to move the slightest amount to get your correct taisobaku. So, as I've spoken before on other videos, we have a centre line and we have two centre lines here. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4 quarters, the same with your head. Centre line through the eyes, so you've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So if the attack's coming Jodan, you move from the centre, out, then turn. So punch is coming to the centre. Move to this centre line, then turn the head. So that's moving your head for a Jodan attack. For Chudan, similar. The movement to the side and rotate, whether it's clockwise or anti-clockwise. You need that movement and a rotation. One main thing is try not to go back. Move to the side, rotate, but do not lose ground. Try and to the side and drop. Move out the way. Try not to go back. You need to try and hold your ground. Not going back. Okay, so your Kihon Kumite is quite involved. Lots of things going on. So when you're first learning Kumite, then you need to keep it really basic and to understand that you really need to be covering and also making sure that your Zuki, your punch is effective. I've seen so many times when you get this and there's no contact, no punch, no nothing, no anything in this arm, in this attacking movement. So if you understand the principles first, and then you build them up. So when you come back, you bring it straight back to your face. Just think of the Alien film. Yeah? And then when the Chudan punch comes in, you are dropping and punching. It is basically that. There's no turns, no nothing yet. Just basically bringing this back. If it's covering your face, if this punch carries on, it's missed. Then drop your weight. Bring it back to the face. Drop your weight and punch. Then, once you've got the hang of this and dropping, try and use gravity, not the muscles. Push, 1 and drop. Now start to turn. So, hand is coming back. So if my face is there, it would come back to the similar position that we had before. But because I'm turning, now the punch comes in, I'm dropping and turn. Other times you have, you can feel the contact, feel the effectiveness of the punch. So I'll build it up as a straight and drop it. Next time, turn, drop and turn. before you start going on to moving forward, moving to the side, and trying to put all those elements into the kiln. Okay, so just to go through what we've just been, just to itemise the things, make sure your distance is correct, your mic, not just at the beginning, but all the way through your partner work. It should be at the start and right at the end, you should be still thinking of your distance. The other thing is your stance. Very important to get the correct Tate Seishan stance, your hands. Also the direction, where the person is, not where he's going to, where he is. If he's moved again, that's the new direction. The thing is, when you're attacking, don't pull the fist back. After all, every movement that you make, the attendee will be seeing it. Whether it's a small move, big move, he should be developing his sen-no-sen. He's seeing the attack and reacting to it. Whether it's feeling, whether it's visual, so keep your movement, your attacking movement, to the minimum. Try not to give away the attack. So, we're going to go into Kyon number 1. Again, if this is not exactly what you do in your club, then always take instruction from the sensei that you have in the class. Don't take this version as the only version out there. And you might do them in a different order. After all, in Japan, they don't call them number 1, number 2, number 3. They have certain names for them. So they recognise them from the description of what the Kyon committee is, or any other icon, or knife defence, or kneeling defence. It's a name. It's not number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, which is what we assume them to be those numbers. Don't take these as the definitive. If you like bits and pieces out of it, use them. If you don't, well, it doesn't matter. These are just things that I've found as I've been training through the years, and they might help you when you are starting to practice your Kyons. More senior grades, you should be putting some of your elements that you've learned from other Ippons, Gumitigatas, even if you practice other Gumitis, then you should be putting some of those elements in it. If you do Tanto Dori, you should be putting some of those elements in as you get more and more senior in your years of practicing karate, in practicing Wado. Always try and develop them, but don't forget that you need to teach, and teach it basic in a set series of ways, making it easy for the student.